Well, thanks, Mike. The Democrats know they have a very serious problem when it comes to American families, people who pay their bills. And what they see is people at home, they're seeing gas prices at an all-time high, inflation at a 40-year high. And people know what they want. They want energy security. They want economic security. And American families don't believe they're getting it from the Democrats, from the White House, from the House or the Senate, run by Democrats, because of those extreme climate positions of this administration. Now, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer are desperately trying to find somebody to blame. They've been trying over the last 14 months. They're blaming everything but themselves. COVID, the economy, the supply chain, corporations, Putin. Blame, 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 but don't look in the mirror. That's the Democrats' answer to this. Now they want to try something new. The Democrats now say they're going to go to political grandstanding. They say they want to bring in energy company executives so they can use them as political props. Browbeat them, lecture them, scold them. And Pelosi has a committee all set up to do that. And you'd think in the Senate they ought to come to the Senate Energy Committee, because it's the Energy Committee that's going to do it in the House. Well, I'd love for them to come in front of the Senate Energy Committee with Joe Manchin and me asking the questions, because then we could actually get to the root cause of the increase in costs that took us from here to here before all of this started. We can find out why production right now is down 1.3 million barrels of oil a day in the United States compared to where it was before the pandemic. We can hear from them firsthand about the way that this administration has tied them up in red tape. Drilling permits, oil and gas leases, tied them up completely. And how the administration has blocked the permits to build the pipelines, to move gas to market or to the refineries. All of these things. And then, of course, we want to get them to testify and explain to us how this administration has threatened banks and lending institutions so they won't lend money to the people who want to go out and explore for energy. These are all done by this administration. We also want to hear from the administration how many, not from the administration, they won't give us the answer. We've been trying to hear from the administration on the number of jobs that have been lost because of these policies. We'll be able to hear from people if they come in and testify how many people aren't at work today in America in the energy industry, producing American energy, because of what this administration has done to shut down American energy. And I contend, as do all of us, that the people in America producing energy do it by much higher environmental standards than does Venezuela, Iran, Russia. We'll ask them about the difference in the standards in terms of if it's a global environment that people are concerned about, how much cleaner do we do it here in the United States than they do it anywhere else? And while we're asking these questions, maybe we ought to have John Kerry come in too. I mean, he's the one that said that he was concerned that what was happening with Russia and Ukraine, this is his word, would distract from his climate agenda, distract from a climate agenda. People are being murdered in the streets, and he's worried about the distraction. I also want to ask him about what his thoughts were, because he made his comments earlier that he was hoping that Vladimir Putin would keep his climate commitments. How do you think that's going? I'd like to ask the former Secretary of State about that. And then maybe we could ask the Joe Biden, either President Biden or the administration, why they have Venezuela and Iran on speed dial, but block the calls coming from American oil and gas workers. Joe Biden clearly deserves the label of the president of high gas prices.
Thank you. Next is Senator Sullivan, then Senator Scott, Portman, Hyde-Smith,